Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today we're going to be checking out one that my boy Chris has been trying to get me to watch for a while. This is BMike, Anxiety. Let's dig in and see what's up. That bottle ain't gonna help you. Like most of the time, it won't help you. Sometimes people do need help. I always like to point that out, is that sometimes, yes, you do have a chemical imbalance, and yes, sometimes you do need help. But if you're on these medications for an extended amount of time, it is not to help you.
Michael?
Yeah.
Right this way, please, Michael. What can I do for you today?
I just need something to take this edge off, and I'll be on my way.
Well, I can't just give them to you.
What the fuck? Why
Why
not?
don't you take a seat, and we'll have a little chat.
See, and that's what should happen. That's what should happen. I know people get, well, I just want the medicine. No, you should be in there doing your talk therapy. You need to be in there working through the issues that are making you anxious, figuring out what the root cause is. Why do you feel that way? It's not about the current trigger. It's about what's causing that from behind. You need to talk about it.
Every single day it breaks me to pieces. I taste the defeat at the feet of my demons. I'm such a fucking waste of achievement.
Don't speak these things into your life. Speaking is very much casting a spell. It is creating and weaving the reality that you live in. And the things that you say are so vitally important, especially the things that you say to yourself. So if you're telling yourself, I can't, you won't, never will. But if you're telling yourself, I am, you will, and you can't be stopped.
The defeat at the feet of my demons. I'm such a fucking waste of achievement. I should put this trigger to my brain and just squeeze it. Cause
No, never.
fucking waste of achievement. I should put this trigger to my brain and just squeeze it. Cause Lord, I know I ain't been no saint, but tell me what I did to deserve it. Cause
You never get to choose when to go home, right? I want to point that out. I want to make sure that I always point that out. You never get to choose when to go home.
Lord, I know I ain't been no saint, but tell me what I did to deserve this pain. Tell me what I did to deserve this hurt, when all I ever did was put everybody first.
And how does that make you feel?
These days, I just don't feel shit. I don't feel a thing at all. I don't feel like I exist. That's why I need my fix, so I can just feel something. How do you describe the word empty? Try to describe the word nothing. Wait, fuck that. Use my name as the definition. Write it on my forehead. Defective, out of commission. I'm sick of it. Losing myself, I'm sick of it. Check my fingerprints, you'll see how little the percentage is. Giving in my eyes.
Damn. That's one of them SI sinkholes right there, bro. You get in them memories and you just can't pull yourself out of them, right? It's really easy to say that your mental attitude really does have a lot to do with it. I'm not ever trying to trivialize anything when I say that. I want you to know that, because I have been in these high anxiety situations. I have been depressed. I have attempted to kill myself. I have done these things. And so I do understand. Most of it really is a choice, though. And it hurts to hear that, and it sucks to even say that, but it really is, because if the same problem is bothering you for more than 6 months, you've got a problem. And that problem is you choosing to go back to that, right? Within 6 months of identifying what your problem is, you should be able to root cause out what the problem was and why that's triggering to you, and start to let that hurt heal. Like, you need to feel that hurt. You need to let it sit on you for a while. You really need to get in there and figure it out. But when you do that and you draw that poison out, then you can heal back here, and it doesn't let you get anxious about things right now. And it's so easy to just say your mindset really does play a part in that. But if you're telling yourself at all, I'm not worthy of this, I'm not good enough for this, I don't need to be doing this, nobody wants to listen to me, whatever it happens to be, you're wrong. And so you need to change that. You need to positively affirm yourself, because the first thing you need to do is to love yourself above anything. Like first God always first. But the first mortal thing that you need to concern yourself with is learning to love yourself, not another human being, right? That comes later. You have to figure out how to love yourself. And for some of us, that's really hard. For some of us, we attach that to another person so that we feel good enough because they're a good person. That it's okay for us to not be, because we're just this little piece of crap in the shadows, right, of this really good person that everybody else sees. And so we can't let that happen, because you are a good person. You just haven't had the opportunity to grow like you need to. You haven't, like, some of these experiences that we have are really rough, and it's easy to say, right? If you don't know my story, it's easy to say, yeah, just come out of that, right? But it is really about a mindset, and you should check out the whole playlist if you want to really dig into what I'm talking about there. But there's a lot of depression and anxiety that winds up just being a choice. If you're dwelling on the same issue for more than 6 months, right? Like 2 years tops, 6 months to 2 years. If you're in that window and you're dealing with the same issue and you're not getting progress, you are not doing it right. And if you're taking the medicines for some more than 6 months, up to 2 years, then your therapist isn't doing it right.
The percentages given in my all. I've given in my all and so much more. And everybody's still walking out that door. I've given in my all.
Alright, I don't know anything else about his music. All I know is right here, right now, what he's representing so far in this song. And I'm telling you right now, you are not. You're not. What we just talked about, and you talking bad about yourself, and that is not giving it your all. Like, really, when I tell you to start speaking it out loud, I really mean that. Write it down. I am willing, or I am worthy of love. And then say it out loud. Say it in a mirror to yourself. Like, for real. Some of it, like, you don't understand. Like, it really does change your life when you start talking these things out loud. When you start speaking these things out loud. Because you are casting a spell into your own life then. And it's one of positivity instead of negativity. Instead of saying that you are not worthy of this, you start to understand that you really are.
It's getting to the point where it's sad as fuck. I've given it my all, but it's not enough. It's not
The sleeping
enough.
pills don't work, the healing pills don't work. I still feel pain with the pain pills, now those same pills don't work. If I don't get a couple perks, I'm about to go berserk.
It's because none of the damn pills work.
I swear to God, nobody can fix the shit, not even the church.
Now tell me what good would have passed to do? Except be mad at you, then tell you that you've sinned a bunch of times, but I've forgiven you. You know they won't admit it, and God himself is forbid it, but it's probably still just half of all the shit the priest committed.
And how does that make
Ask me
Oh yeah, let's talk about some whataboutism, right? That's some deflection going on right there, right? Oh, I can't get me right, but the church ain't right either. Not to back up the church, right? I'm doing the whole thing. And so it's really easy to blame an institution for not taking responsibility for yourself.
God him.
If these pills ain't working, why are you taking them? Why are you looking for them right now?
Mad at you, then tell you that you've sinned a bunch of times, but I've forgiven you. You know they won't admit it, and God himself is forbid it, but it's probably still just half of all the shit the priest committed.
And how does that make
Ask me one more time, how the fuck I feel? I'ma fucking lose my mind. Step aside, I need the pill. Step aside, I need the Xanny. Step aside, I need the Vicodin, and I'll be on my way so I can just get back my life again. You do not give a shit. Stop pretending, stop lying. Cause to you, I'm just a jack, bitch, just a dollar sign. Another vacay with the kids, hubby couldn't be prouder. And all you had to do was ask me how I feel for an hour. See, that's the problem with pretentious technicalities. You preach insanity and then expect my weekly salary. So tell me who's the crazy person now, bitch? And yet you think you qualified to treat me? I'm giving it my all.
but you haven't. I know I'm being glib about this. I really am. And it's not because it's a light situation. It's because he's not. He's not. And I'm dealing with issues in my life where people are thinking that they're doing the right thing, but they're really just making some dumb choices. And yeah, and this is doing that same thing in this video, right? Like, you're in here, and instead of talking about your feelings and how you feel, you're fighting about whether or not you need to. You need to. Like, you're at the therapist, right? There's a reason they send you to that person to get these medications, and the medications don't work. They don't. They can help you help yourself for a little while. That's what they do. They help balance your chemistry so that your body can take back over. That's what they're supposed to be for. They're not supposed to long-term treat you so that you won't ever get anxious. That's just not life.
I've given it my all and so much more, and everybody's still walking out that door. I've given it my all. It's getting to the point where it's sad as fuck. I've given it my all, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Man, I came up a long way. Just a young Jersey nigga, bullet at my temple, afraid I might pull this trigger. It's fucking anxiety, fucking anxiety. My demons are calling and saying that they want whatever's inside of me. I'ma give it to them, hell yeah. I'ma give them all of it. Used to be a smooth operator, now it's the opposite. Anxiety, oh, big time. Anxiety, yeah. I feel it swimming through my veins. I'm afraid I might get the blade, make a slit and let the blood spill out. Anxiety.
All right, that flow switch was hot though. Like, I didn't stop it because I thought we were wrapping up. Like,
It's swimming through my veins. I'm afraid I might get the blade, make a slit and let the blood spill out. Anxiety, oh, big time. Anxiety.
all right. Y'all make sure y'all get back over to BMike's page and give me some love. Throw him a like, sharing us up, throw him a comment. Let him know you appreciate what he is doing, because I sure do. We need as many eyes on mental health as we can possibly get. And this was a good one for getting conversation started. I always like to get a good conversation started. Like, I understand that anxiety is a real thing. Every single person on the planet goes through anxiety. Most of us get through it and just push through it just because that's what you're supposed to do. Some people do need a little bit of chemical help. Some people can't regulate their stuff at all, and they need a lot of help. Most people, however, can deal with theirs without any medication. And they don't want to. They get anxious because the bills are piling up, and they get anxious because the job sucks, or they get anxious because they're having troubles with their spouse. And so instead of going and figuring out that, hey, maybe I could find another job, or maybe I could get this income up, maybe we can cut some expenses. Maybe instead of dealing with those issues, what they do is they go to the therapist and say, well, I'm feeling a little anxious. And the therapist is like, here, take some pills. Because most of the people out there are not out there to help you. It sucks to say it, but it is true. Like, a lot of these doctors are really just out there to keep you coming back. They keep you on these pills so that they can keep prescribing the pills and keep getting the copays, because it's a money-making game. These doctors don't know what they're doing out there. They're putting it into an app and they're just spitting out whatever pills they tell them to give you. I don't want to take away from actual anxiety, because actual anxiety it can be crippling, right? When you've had a traumatic experience and things come back crashing on you, and you tighten up and you can't function, you can't breathe, the walls close in on you, you get tunnel vision. Like, I know what I'm talking about here. But those are the rare occasions for most people. And the problem that we have these days is that too many people are leaning into that instead of leaning into finding the solution to the problem. So instead of leaning into why am I feeling anxious, they're leaning into the fact that I'm just anxious. That's who I am. No, you are not just anxious. You're not just depressed. You have an issue that you really need to figure out what's going on. Like, you will feel better. Your life will get infinitely better if you actually find someone to talk to about these things. Don't argue with them about whether you need to talk. Like, that's what that whole therapy session was right here. We just saw was him explaining why he doesn't need to talk. Now, I'm not saying that that was his goal in the video, right? But that's what he's showing. And that's what really happens in most therapist sessions, right? The number of people who actually want to help themselves is small. Why we're here to help bring light to these things, because there's such a stigma attached to let's get things better, that for some reason we have decided that it's not okay to not be okay, but it's okay to take pills because you're not okay. And that just doesn't make sense to me, and I'm tired of it. So I'm doing as much as I can to bring awareness to these issues and to the fact that most of the time anxiety and depression is a choice that you're consciously, or not consciously, that you're unconsciously making. We talk about the reasons why in my Infinite Integrations playlist. And if you would like to understand why, and you want to know how you can change your life in the way that you want to, you should definitely check that out. BMike, thank you for this. This was great music. I appreciate it. Great music is always appreciated, especially the ones that get me talking. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. You're perfect, whole, and complete just the way that you are. And this has been Pittstake. Peace.